Now, this is Mark Harrington from mybitcoinprofits.com. In this short video, I'm going to rush through the quick steps for getting into Bitcoin without getting too technical or too advanced, but just to get your hands on some and to start earning some so that you are in the game and watching what is going on. So I'll be talking live through examples, but I've got a short presentation here. The three easy ways to get involved in Bitcoin: you buy and hold some, you mine Bitcoin, or you earn Bitcoin. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about buying and hold, because we need buy and hold to do the third item, which is to earn Bitcoin. But before we do that, let's just step back and say, why bother? Several elements in here. First of all, the price has grown dramatically. I'll show you a chart for that. There's a limited supply of Bitcoin. 21 million is the maximum that will be ever issued, 15 million now, and the mining supply will end around 2040, so that's 23 years from now. Transaction volume is growing, it's large and growing. Exchange trading volume is growing, so the ability to exchange and trade Bitcoin for US dollars or Bitcoin against other currencies is growing. There's amazing payments potential for payments in small amounts across borders that happen very fast, that happen with anonymity if you choose. There's access to your Bitcoin via debit cards and increasingly by some ATMs. Those are being rolled out all over the world. And it's easy to start small. Bitcoin is denominated down to 8 decimal places. That number there has 5 decimal places, is at the current price 3 US cents. So let's just talk a little bit about why bother with data. So the first chart is, it's a chart for the year to date, and it shows price started 1st of January. I'll write these in. First of January, close price there is 997.75. I'll just put in 997. I'll just stick a box in here and we'll put that first one in there. $997 open. Okay, and then the current price, I'll take yesterday's closing price. Yesterday's closing price was, that's yesterday's closing price, 2598. So we'll add 2598 into this little box here. 2598. And I'm going to put one other number in. I'm going to stick the high for the year in as well. The high for the year was achieved on this date, which was the 12th of June, so the week before last, and the high for that day was 2980. So we're going to add that one in there. 2980. Okay, let's just do a few quick calculations on this thing here. So 2598 divided by 997 equals 260. So 2.6 times, so that's 160%. 160%. So I'll add that in there. So there is equals 160%. And I'm going to do the same calculation from the high to that starting level. So that was 2980/997 equals, so 2.98. So we'll subtract the 1, that's 198%. So that is one reason to bother. I'm going to show one other chart here, and I'm going to take one of the alternate currencies. I'm going to use Ethereum, which is one of the competing coins. And the last time I did this computation, the opening price was $7.70. Where that point of the arrow was, when I did that calculation, was a 31 times return, and you can see the price has gone dramatically here. It's now 354 divided by 7, looks remarkably like a very large return. My brain is scrambled, so we'll do 357 divided 7.7 equals, it's a 46 times return. So let's put that in. So it's not just a Bitcoin phenomenon we're talking about here, it's a digital cryptocurrency phenomenon we're talking about. Now let's step across and start looking at transaction volume. These are confirmed transactions per day. This is the year to date, and you can see that it has been rising steadily, and it's running around, the average there is around 260,000 transactions a day. This thing is not going away. That was a 1-year view. Let's have a look at an all-time view, and you can see that this has been tootling along the bottom until the mid 2012s, and then it has started progressively climbed for 3 years and then started to climb quite steeply after that. One more chart. Let's just have a look at exchange trading volume. Take me a little while to find this one here. The website I'm using for this is called blockchain.info, where all the sorts of transaction data is available. Block details, market capitalization, US dollar exchange trade volume. This chart then brings together exchange volume across the multiple exchanges, and you can see again, this is a 1-year chart. It's increased dramatically while that price has raced up. This is in a US dollar chart, so it's driven somewhat by the increase in the price, but the average was around this level. So we'll just draw a line across here around this level. So it's $50 million of trading volume per day going through the various Bitcoin exchanges. So this thing is not going away. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight, I've just done a Google search on Bitcoin debit cards 2017, and we'll see there is no shortage of comparisons. There's a full list of debit cards. I've just pulled an article which comes from a website called 99bitcoins.com. It's talking about 7 Bitcoin cards compared. Choose your card. They're available progressively around countries across the world using Visa especially. Keep your money in Bitcoin. Pay for your transactions wherever Visa are accepted, and your transaction will be converted at a ruling exchange rate from your Bitcoin balance into paying the merchant in his fiat currency. So these are progressively becoming available. So that's why we bother. So what are the steps then? All the steps need to start with buying some. For that you need a wallet. One can find a wallet at blockchain.info, which is the website I was using for that information. So you just create a wallet that'll store your keys and store your Bitcoin for you, and it will also provide information about how to find somewhere to exchange money for Bitcoin, which is the second bullet point here, is find a provider. Here in Australia I use CoinJar personally because that's where I started. Coinbase, which is the large US operator, is now also operating Australia. Once you've got a provider, and most of those providers all provide wallets anyway, so you don't have to do step 1. You can just open an account at Coinbase or CoinJar. You do need to verify yourself, verify your identity, move money into there. For Coinbase, you can use a debit card or a credit card to move money in. For CoinJar, You can use a BPay payment to do direct transfer from your bank account. You can use the POL-I service, or you can actually make cash deposits at a range of newsagent outlets across the country. I use BPay, much more convenient for me, and no fees. Exchange for Bitcoin and you are ready to roll. Now, I said I was going to cover a specific investment idea we talked about. Earn Bitcoin an easy way. The business that I use for doing this is called USI-Tech. It offers Bitcoin packages which pay 1% per working day, and the packages last for 140 working days. So basically what they're offering is that's a 40% return in a 7-month period. Now that looks too good to be true. It looks like many of the other high return investment programs, or HYIPs as they are sometimes called. Just Google HYIP and scare yourself witless. I have been investing in this for a longish period now. I haven't quite got to my first 100 days, and I am convinced that these guys are the real deal. There are a number of things that tell me they're a real deal. First of all is USI-Tech is actually a software company. They've been building forex and commodity trading software for quite a period of time, 8 or 9 years. Their main product is a forex trading robot, which I have used, which produces good returns, 1 to 3% per month. I will show you those returns. And they use their own trading tools to trade Bitcoin and other coins. Now I am going to just step across to look at the trading opportunities. In my own trading, I have certainly been able to deliver returns of 1% per month. It's per day. It's not been difficult at all, especially in the strong run-up in the Bitcoin price. A little harder to do when things are falling, because there are less avenues open to short stocks. But I'm going to step across to just pick one example, and I'm going to take 2 Bitcoin charts. In fact, the charts themselves are not important. I'm just going to ring 2 numbers here, 2612 and 2715. You'll see that these are both BTC USD. These are different exchanges. The top one is Bitstamp. That is $100 difference between the 2 markets. So the way you make money is you buy your Bitcoin here, you sell the Bitcoin there, and you make $100 difference minus transaction cost. Moving Bitcoin from one exchange to the other takes anything between 10 and 30 minutes. My last Bitcoin transaction today took about 25 minutes to confirm. So we can sit and watch that price. You can buy them there, sell them there, and there is a 5% opportunity sitting there right in front of us. And we will see, and that's before you even start looking at doing it in different currencies or going against Ethereum or Steam or alternate cryptocurrencies. So that's one of the factors that tells me that this is a real opportunity. Now, the Bitcoin packages themselves, I said we can actually start small. 50 euros per package. They're paid in Bitcoin. There's no maximum number of packages. Package life, I've said already, 140 working days, paying an average of 1% per working day. You can rebuy as soon as you have enough Bitcoin earned. You can rebuy a next package. And there is also a business opportunity to earn from network marketing. So network marketing, the Forex software, or the Bitcoin packages, or both. And my business idea is to be marketing both. Let's just talk a little bit about the data that's underlying it. I'm going to step across to the Forex robot. The Forex robot works by trading correlated and uncorrelated pairs. If you have a large enough account, and I traded €5,000 account, it opens between 10 and 15 different pairs and trades without stop losses. And this is the trading performance for the 2 and a bit months that are the 2 months I had this particular brokerage account opened. And you'll see that there was a drawdown in the first period, and then there are progressive profits. The largest was nearly 15% progressive profits, and then this is the final closing trades. Because it's running without stop losses on multiple pairs open at a time, it's inevitable that the losing trades have to be taken once you choose to close the account. The net profit on this account for a 2-month period was 5.5%, 5.55%. So I said 1 to 3% per month. So this is a 2-month period. That feels like 2 3/4%. So that's the data that tells me this thing is the real deal. I did prepare a summary chart a little while ago that showed the 1% per day results. So we will see on the chart 46 days, which is ringed up on the top. It has delivered 45.83%, which is just under 1% per day. And then on those particular days, the 4th of May, 3rd of May, 2nd of May, we'll see 1%, 1.2%, 1.02, 1.12%. So that particular cycle was delivering more than 1% per day. But let's step across to the current situation to see real results. So here we are on my USI Tech dashboard. You see my name in the top right hand corner. I have 32 registered members, 6 of whom I've recruited directly myself. 26 have been spilled over into the network from elsewhere. I have only bought 4 packages. I have kept this thing deliberately small until I'm convinced that the results make sense and the organization is credible. Let's just talk a little bit about the credible organization compared to Ponzi schemes. In Ponzi schemes, you never know who the operators of this scheme are. USI Tech is run by 4 gentlemen, 3 in Germany and 1 in Portugal. Friends of mine have met them. They have traveled to Japan as visitors, for example. They are currently touring all over the world, so we know who they are, we know where they live. So these guys are the real deal. And they are absolutely, they always talk about being involved in the software business. So here are my packages. I will just zoom up a bit. So that one I showed you was at 45 days. It's now 81 days and it's made 75% return. I have rebought a package based on earnings that came from here. So I took earnings from here to buy that one and earnings from there to buy this one. So no new capital come in here at all. And this one is 33 to 29%, so a little bit under the 1%, and this one is 13 days and 11.96%. I'll step into each of those, or to one of those, so we can actually see. Let's just pick one of the more recent ones and we can see what daily payouts look like. So here we go, Tuesday the 20th of June, 0.76. So yesterday was a quiet day, day before 0.97. So I'll just highlight those: 0.76, 0.97, 0.89, 0.79. Normally what we see is when the price is falling, it is harder to make the 1% returns. There's a 1%er. And have there been any more? There is another one over here. There's a 1%er over there. And if we look at if you look at my original package, and these ones will all be exactly the same. The recent history will be exactly the same. But if I just scroll down, we'll see here in a period in May, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 1% days, 4 1% days. So that's and the business model, their objective is to pay between 0.1 0.75 and 1.25%, and if they earn more than 1.25%, that's what they pay, and then they just hold that in reserve to cover these lower days. So that then gives us a picture on the actual results as to why we think this is going to work. Now, it's just worth just stepping back a little bit, and this is the strategy that I'm working on, is buy a few packages at USI Tech. So currently you can see there I have 4, and I have 4 more in a different account. Set up automatic repurchasing, so it rebuys automatically when there's Bitcoin available. Recruit a few friends so you can get qualified to earn commissions. And there it is. Basically, you need 3 friends who buy 12 packages, or 3 friends who buy Forex licenses to do Forex trading. Use the Bitcoin that you earn to buy more packages, and then over time hedge the risk and use the Bitcoin you earn to buy mining pools somewhere else. So you start mining Bitcoin somewhere else, and then you use the Bitcoin to buy more packages or more mining power. And the reason I say just hedge that risk is that Bitcoin, because it's completely digital, the risk of being hacked is large. You need to look after security, and one way to look after security is to have your Bitcoin in different parts of the world. I'll go through next steps. So the next steps to get started really fast is set aside as much as you're comfortable with, but start small. $75 is what €50 package costs, so maybe look at 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 packages, or that amount of Bitcoin. Say 4 packages worth of Bitcoin. Open a Coinbase or CoinJar account, fund the account with that amount of money, buy your Bitcoin, hold some of them just to watch it grow with the growth in the Bitcoin price. I'll give you a tip. Buy your Bitcoin on Thursdays or Friday after price corrects. There's a tendency to do that. Register at USI Tech. There's the link there. It's http://mymark.mx USI Tech register, and it is case sensitive. Buy a few Bitcoin packages, 1 or 2, say half of your Bitcoin. Watch the daily payouts, and then convince yourself that this is the real deal. Once you believe, buy more, or just put it on auto rebuy and let it happen automatically. Tell your mates, particularly tell 3 mates, get them to buy 12 packages, and then convert commissions into more packages. So I hope that all helps, and all the links that you need will be found in the description below this video. Thanks for your attention, and happy Bitcoining.